Manchester United fans, hold tight. Ruben Amorim faces a transfer shock, Mainoo's fate is decided, and Wonderkid Victor Froholdt is making waves. Stick around as we break down all the latest updates, predicted lineups, and transfer drama. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss Man Ute News. Man Ute News. Ruben Amorim learns transfer targets plan as Star claims wait is over. Manchester United are preparing to face Wolves tonight and have been linked with several deals ahead of the January transfer window. Manchester United are preparing to face Wolves tonight as the club look to climb the Premier League table. Ruben Amorim's side could rise several places with a win at Mainoo. The Red Devils have lost only one of their last 8 games following the club's draw with West Ham in midweek. Despite failing to get all 3 points against the Hammers, the team will be confident of getting a victory over Wolves, who have collected just 2 points so far this season. Off the pitch, United continue to be linked with deals ahead of the January transfer window. Here, Mirror Football looks at some of the headlines surrounding the Red Devils. Man U learn Adam Wharton plan. Manchester have learned what the club needs to achieve to match Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton's ambitions. The Red Devils were consistently linked with the 21-year-old in the summer as United look to improve their midfield. Wharton has 3.5 years remaining on his Palace deal, making a January move unlikely. However, the player's representative has shared a plan for his client's career, which includes joining a Champions League club to become an England regular, with Wharton having earned 3 caps to date. Personally, I think to play for England, you have to play Champions League. To play in the Champions League, you have to play for one of the top teams in one of the top leagues. Wharton's representative, James Featherstone, told TalkSport. That jump to a Champions League team, I think you can get lost. The plan below that was to play for a Premier League team. We have got a plan. He is 21. I have to check myself to remember that every now and then. It doesn't have to be achieved yesterday, today, or this moment. He's got his in-game, in-season targets and goals. He's got to do his bit and the rest will look after itself in a very structured, calm way to ultimately add value and maximize his ability. Dalot calls out Man U squad. Diogo Dalot has argued that his Manchester United teammates must snap out of thinking they are part of a long-term project. The fullback, who scored against West Ham, believes the team need to improve their hunger to win games in order to help bring success back to Old Trafford. I think we've shown this season that we can be a very good team and we can beat anybody. Then it's something that we need to get into ourselves. Sometimes it's not football qualities. It has to be from the inside. It has to be from the anger and the drive that you have every day to win football games and to live your life like that. I think we need to become a bit more obsessed about playing for this club, winning games, and winning trophies for this club. But it's a process. I'm not going to get into the we need time thing. I think we have to win straight away because that's what the club demands. That's why it hurts sometimes even more when we have opportunities like this and we don't win.
Man United make final transfer decision on next signing after Mainoo call. Manchester United's search for a new midfielder remains unsolved heading into the January transfer window, but the club won't be welcoming another Wonderkid anytime soon. Manchester United reportedly passed up the chance to add another young talent to their squad, with midfielder Mohamed Dabo not being offered a contract after a recent trial at Old Trafford. The 17-year-old spent some time training with United earlier this season after being spotted by club scouts. Despite making a good impression, Dabo was not offered a deal and has since signed a pre-contract with Croatian second division side NK Kostoša. The youngster recently represented Senegal in the Under-17 World Cup, reaching the round of 32 before being knocked out by Uganda. Even if United had decided to offer him a deal, Dabo would have had to wait until next summer when he turns 18 to sign a pre-contract agreement in England. Scouting the international market and exploring untapped markets is something the recruitment team at United have done in recent years. Colombian teenager Christian Orozco is the latest promising youngster to agree a move to Old Trafford. The midfielder, who is the same age as Dabo, will cost an initial $1 million, £750,000, and will officially move to Manchester when he turns 18 in the summer. It's thought that Orozco's impending arrival may have influenced the decision not to offer Dabo a contract, as they would be competing for the same position. Diego Leon and Sekou Kone are 2 other international young talents signed by United. Amidst ongoing speculation that United will delve into the transfer market for a new midfielder in January, Ruben Amorim is reportedly eager to bolster his squad following an unsuccessful bid to sign Carlos Baleba last summer. Brighton's hefty asking price of over £100 million deterred United, and Balaba's performances in the first half of the season have cast doubt on whether the Reds will make another approach. Other potential targets such as Adam Wharton, João Gomes, and Morten Hjulmand continue to be linked with the club. United's pursuit of a new midfielder has further clouded Kobbie Mainoo's future at the club. The England international has only started once for Amorim this season in the Carabao Cup loss to Grimsby Town in August and has clocked up just 171 minutes in the Premier League. His chances of securing a spot in the England World Cup squad hinge on whether he'll be permitted to go out on loan in January. It's reported that United turned down his request for a loan move in the summer. Napoli are still interested in Mainoo, with reports suggesting that several clubs across Europe are keen on signing him on loan until the end of the season. Despite the constant calls for Mainoo to come into the United squad, Amorim has defended his decision to use other options. "I just want to win," he said. "I don't look at who it is. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to put the best players on the pitch." He added, "I understand, and my job is to answer, but you always ask me the same thing. I understand what you're saying. You love Kobbie. He starts for England, but that doesn't mean that I need to put Kobbie in when I feel that I shouldn't put Kobbie in. It's my decision."
Manchester United have a midfielder who should leave before Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo could leave Man United on loan in January, but there is another midfielder at Old Trafford whose days look numbered. Manuel Ugarte should have had a head start on his Manchester United teammates when Ruben Amorim was appointed at Old Trafford in November 2024. After all, Ugarte played 85 games under Amorim at Sporting. His form was good enough in Lisbon to earn a move to Paris Saint-Germain, and although his stay in the French capital lasted only one season, he was signed by United in the summer of 2024. Erik ten Hag wasn't entirely convinced the Uruguayan was the right man, but spoke warmly of him after his arrival for £50 million. A relatively slow start to life at United was supposed to gain momentum under Amorim. That isn't how it has played out. He has started just 21 of Amorim's 41 Premier League games in charge, and none since defeat to Brentford at the end of September. There have been just 77 minutes in 8 league matches since then, and he has been an unused substitute for 3 of the last 5 games. These are damning statistics for a £50 million midfielder who had a prior relationship with his head coach. Given Amorim has a plug-and-play system that he used at Sporting, Ugarte should have picked it up quicker than any of his teammates. Instead, he has drifted to the fringes of the team. Amorim accepted a couple of weeks ago that Ugarte was finding it difficult at the moment, but insisted he wanted to help the 24-year-old come out the other side of it. "You can sense a lot of very good players come here, and sometimes they struggle," he said. "He is struggling at the moment, but it is our job to try to help him to feel like I felt when he was a Sporting player. But it is a different world. He needs to adapt, and he needs to improve, especially in training." Amorim told Ugarte he wasn't at the level he showed at Sporting in a team meeting after the Europa League final defeat, and the evidence continues to mount that he might not get back there. He is probably the most defensive midfielder in this squad, given Casemiro's penchant for getting forward and into the opposition box, but he isn't making the team look any more secure when he plays. Part of the reason for his introduction 13 minutes from time against West Ham on Thursday was to see out a 1-0 lead, but United conceded. That might not have been directly down to Ugarte, but the case against him is mounting. United have conceded 14 of their 23 goals this season when Ugarte has been on the pitch, and that isn't a great reflection of his ability to offer protection to his defense. It looks increasingly likely that a United midfielder will leave on loan in January, with Kobbie Mainoo playing even less than Ugarte. The 20-year-old has managed just 171 minutes in the Premier League and hasn't started in that competition this season. It seems Amorim has no faith in him. Ugarte is faring only marginally better. There has to be a question as to his long-term future at Old Trafford, and if a midfielder is to leave the club next month, there is an argument it should be Ugarte rather than Mainoo. Midfield Wonderkid Victor Froholdt wins award amid Manchester United interest. He follows 2 Red Devils signings. Manchester United are on the lookout for new midfield signings, and Victor Froholdt is an outside option. At this stage, we know the big names linked with solving Manchester United's midfield dilemma: Elliot Anderson, Carlos Baleba, and Adam Wharton. All 3 are likely to be very expensive, and it makes a lot of sense that the club's scouting network looks further afield. One rising star also linked with a move to Manchester United is Porto midfielder Victor Froholdt. Speaking on the Ranks FC podcast last month, journalist Dean Jones noted that Manchester United are showing interest in the midfielder. Key facts about Victor Froholdt. Victor Froholdt is 19 years old and plays for FC Porto, after joining from FC Copenhagen for £17 million this past summer. Froholdt has a release clause in his contract at £75 million, with his contract running to 2030. He is already a senior Denmark international with 8 caps and 1 goal. Froholdt played for Copenhagen's under-19s team against Manchester United in 2023 in the UEFA Youth League. After 62 senior appearances for Copenhagen, he has featured 18 times for Porto so far this season. Victor Froholdt wins award. Amid the links to Manchester United, Victor Froholdt is celebrating after being named as Denmark's 2025 Talent of the Year. He follows 2 notable names who recently made transfers to Manchester United. Patrick Dorgu was the winner of the 2024 award, with Rasmus Højlund winning the award in 2023. It is recognition of the midfielder's upwards progression, but also no guarantee that he would be a success at Manchester United. Højlund has since left United on loan, while Dorgu has been struggling for form and confidence in recent weeks. Froholdt shines versus Nice. Victor Froholdt recently impressed in Porto's 3-0 Europa League win against Ineos' own Nice. Froholdt provided an assist in the victory, setting up a goal for Gabri Veiga in the home victory. The assist came amid a lively performance from the teenager, who made a team-high 4 interceptions, playing as part of a 3-man midfield. Speaking to ESPN in October, scout Tor Christian Carlson explained, "His tactical understanding is highly advanced for someone who is still supposed to be learning the trade. He constantly makes himself available, whether by dropping deep to initiate build-up play with line-breaking passes or by venturing into space in attack. His quick, practical, technique and strong ball retention skills allow him to operate confidently under pressure by slipping through tight areas." United are likely to need more than one midfielder to help the rebuild next summer, and Froholdt is an interesting name to watch as a complementary piece alongside a star name. 5 things we want to see from Manchester United versus Wolves, including Brian Bumo goal and Shea Lacey. Manchester United returned to action against winless Wolves at Mainoo. It's a game the Red Devils have to win. After the letdowns at Old Trafford against Everton and West Ham, Manchester United are looking for another victory away from home. Man United predicted lineup versus Wolves as Mainoo decision made and Leny Yoro returns. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim is under pressure as he prepares to travel to bottom-of-the-table Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. Manchester United midfielder Mainoo made all the headlines despite not kicking a ball on Thursday night in the 1-1 draw with West Ham. The Reds Academy graduate looked set to be the present and future of the United midfield, but he's found himself on the fringes under Ruben Amorim. Amorim has restricted Mainoo's opportunities this season, and the United boss was clearly unhappy when he was asked about the midfielder after the draw with West Ham. With Mainoo weighing up his options ahead of the January transfer window, there will be pressure on the Portuguese head coach to select him. However, as we have seen throughout his tenure, Amorim is not one to change due to outside pressures. If he was, the Reds would have abandoned the 3-4-2-1 formation many months ago. Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes is his preferred midfield partnership, and with the weight of expectation to get a result at lowly Wolves, it seems likely he will stick with that pairing. Elsewhere, Matthijs de Ligt's injury concern is only thought to be minor, and if he has recovered in time for today's game he should start, as should Leny Yoro. It's been a difficult period for the Frenchman, but today could be a chance for him to get back on track. How the attack will look will also be interesting at Mainoo. With Benjamin Sesko still out with a knee injury, Joshua Zirkzee could keep his place in the forward line. Brian Bumo and Matheus Cunha, returning to his former club, will likely start behind Zirkzee. United predicted 11 versus Wolves. Lamens, Yoro, de Ligt, Shaw, Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandes, Dalot, Bumo, Cunha, Zirkzee. Luke Shaw shows true colors as feelings on Man United canteen speech comes to light. Luke Shaw was presented with a gift from Manchester United after reaching the 300-match milestone for the club, with a frame commemorating the achievement given to the defender. Manchester United paid tribute to Luke Shaw recently, with the defender was handed a gift from the club to commemorate reaching 300 matches for the club. The 30-year-old has been at Old Trafford since 2014, having risen through the ranks at Southampton with plenty of impressive performances to show for his efforts. Shaw has faced plenty of challenges ever since that switch, particularly with injuries, as he has battled back from several setbacks to get back into the United team. Under Ruben Amorim, the England international plays a different role from that which he featured in earlier in his career, playing as more of a left-sided centre-back, rather than the marauding fullback or wing-back he once was. That switch may help keep Shaw fitter for longer periods of the season, with less physical strain put on him than crusading up and down the flanks. With the defender making the team in recent weeks, he made his 300th appearance for the club against Crystal Palace, as part of a 2-1 win at Selhurst Park.